he was no longer welcome in the elephant train car. So Dumbo started working with the circus clowns. For the big show, he was dressed like a baby and placed on top of a burning building. The clowns were dressed as very silly firemen. At the end of the act, Dumbo jumped from the burning building. He landed on a giant bucket filled with thick white plaster. Everyone laughed as the little elephant rose up from the tub, his face covered in goop. Timothy did his best to cheer up Dumbo. He gave him a bath and told him how well he had done. Dumbo wouldn't listen. He missed his mother. Luckily, Timothy had a special surprise in mind for good friend Dumbo. Timothy took Dumbo to see his mother, Mrs. Dumbo, who was still locked up, but she was able to put her trunk through the wagon window and cradle her baby. Dumbo smiled as she gently rocked him. Dumbo cried a little after seeing his mother. All he wanted was to be with her. Once he lay down to sleep, he began to have the strangest dreams. In the dream, he was blowing bubbles. Soon the bubbles looked like elephants that danced and flew. The next morning, Timothy tried to convince Dumbo that he could just fly like a bird. He said Dumbo's ears were so big that they were like wings. Dumbo wasn't sure, but he trusted Timothy. He would try to fly. The next show, Dumbo performed once again with the clowns. They wanted him to leap for the burning building, but this time, Timothy had given a feather to Dumbo. Timothy said it was a magic feather that would help him fly. Holding it tightly, Dumbo got ready to jump. It worked. Dumbo and Timothy soared through the air, but halfway to the bottom, Dumbo lost his grip on the magic feather. Without it, he couldn't fly. He and Timothy were falling. With all the wind whistling past as they spread towards the ground, Timothy quickly told Dumbo that the magic feather wasn't real. He didn't need it. All he had to do was believe in himself. Whoosh! Dumbo opened his ears, and just before he hit the ground, the clowns, the ringmaster, and the audience watched him in amazement. Timothy shouted for joy as Dumbo flew up, down, and all around Big Top. He was a flying elephant. Then Dumbo began to play. He chased the clowns until they all jumped into a barrel of water. He scooped a bunch of peanuts and hurled them at the peanuts. "You're making history," Timothy shouted. In the days that followed, Dumbo became the most famous elephant in the world. The circus was so popular, more popular than ever, that people came from all over to see the elephant fly. Timothy, who was now Dumbo's manager, became famous too. The two friends made history all around the world. The ringmaster freed Dumbo's mother and gave her a fancy car at the end of the circus train to share with her son. For Dumbo, there was nothing more wonderful than being with his mother again. When she hugged him tight, he was the happiest elephant in the world. Even though Dumbo was now a star, he would always be Mrs. Dumbo's baby. The end.